Welcome back to Zen Calm, where we seek tranquility and cultivate inner peace together. Have you ever felt anxious for no clear reason? Your mind races with endless thoughts that won't stop, creating a feeling of unease. That's anxiety, an inseparable part of modern life. Anxiety is an emotion we all experience. In today's fast-paced society, anxiety seems to have become an uninvited companion. Buddhism, with its teachings on mindfulness and understanding the nature of suffering, offers us useful tools to recognize and cope with anxiety. Anxiety is not something that needs to be completely eliminated, but something we need to learn to face and control. The way we perceive and react to anxiety will determine our level of inner peace. In today's video, we'll guide you through the profound methods of Buddhism to help you overcome anxiety and maintain a peaceful mind. Anxiety is a natural human response to certain situations or potential threats. However, in many cases, anxiety can arise without a clear reason. This makes us feel stuck in a constant state of worry, making it hard for the mind to find peace. Buddhism teaches that anxiety is a form of suffering, a result of our inability to control the flow of our thoughts. The human mind is often compared to the monkey mind, constantly jumping from one thought to another without stopping. An uncontrolled mind creates anxiety, preventing us from focusing on the present and causing us to lose our inner peace. Anxiety can appear even in safe situations because our minds are always trying to prepare for the unknown. However, this often leads to unnecessary worries, taking away our sense of calm and balance. In Buddhist teachings, anxiety is part of ignorance, not understanding the true nature of reality. According to the Buddha, anxiety is a form of suffering, dukkha, and its primary cause is our desires and dissatisfaction with the present moment. When we crave a future different from the present, our minds create anxiety and insecurity. By recognizing and understanding anxiety, we can gradually master our minds and free ourselves from negative emotions. Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "The mind is like a monkey, always jumping around, never still." In modern life, our minds are often overwhelmed by an endless stream of thoughts, which creates anxiety. We don't need to try to stop these thoughts, but simply observe and recognize them without letting them control us. Understanding anxiety is the first step in facing it. When we realize that anxiety is a part of the mind and not reality, we can begin the journey of mastering our emotions and maintaining peace in everyday life. After understanding the nature of anxiety, the next step is to explore its root causes. We will dive deeper into the mind to discover what causes anxiety and how we react to these anxious thoughts. Anxiety doesn't just come from real situations, but often originates from our own minds and how we react to our thoughts. Our minds tend to cling to anxious thoughts, making us feel tense, worried, and out of control. One of the main causes of anxiety is that we believe in these anxious thoughts and let them dominate our minds. When a negative thought appears, instead of simply recognizing it as a thought, we often identify with it, thinking it is the truth. This makes anxiety worse and harder to control. Another cause is the fear and resistance to anxiety. When anxiety appears, we try to eliminate or fight it, but this only increases the tension. Trying to get rid of anxiety puts us in a spiral of negative emotions, creating greater pressure on the mind. Buddhism teaches that we shouldn't fight anxious thoughts, but instead observe them calmly. When we recognize thoughts without attaching to them, anxiety will gradually fade away. Like clouds passing in the sky, anxiety is only temporary. The Buddha taught, the root of suffering lies in our clinging and resisting what naturally comes and goes in life. When we understand that everything is impermanent and subject to change, we reduce the pressure of anxiety on the mind. By learning to observe thoughts without reacting, we gradually gain control over the mind and create inner peace. Buddhist teachings help us accept that anxiety is a part of life, but it is not an enemy that needs to be eliminated. Instead, we must learn to master our thoughts and face anxiety with calmness. The root causes of anxiety often come from our own minds and how we react to our thoughts. When we learn to observe thoughts without attachment, anxiety naturally fades away. Buddhism teaches that by accepting and not resisting anxiety, we can find true peace. After understanding the root causes of anxiety, we need to learn how to cope with it. Buddhism provides us with methods to master the mind and effectively control anxiety. Step 1. Recognizing anxiety. Anxiety is an inevitable part of life. In Buddhist teachings, anxiety is seen as an expression of suffering, dukkha. Anxiety often arises when we cling to things that are beyond our control. The Buddha taught that all emotions, whether positive or negative, are temporary and will eventually pass. The place to recognize anxiety is not outside of ourselves, but within our own minds. Learn to pause and listen to your body and soul, just as you do when acknowledging your breath during meditation. Anxiety appears when we cling to the desire to control circumstances. Recognition of anxiety should occur whenever you feel it rising within you. The important thing is to learn to acknowledge it the moment it appears. The Buddha taught that while we cannot avoid suffering, we can learn to face it. When we recognize anxiety without judgment, we take the first step toward freeing ourselves from it. Pause and observe anxiety as a mental state, without letting it take over your emotions. When anxiety arises, gently acknowledge it by saying, "I am feeling anxious." This is not about fighting it, but recognizing its presence. As the Buddha taught, all beings must endure suffering. After recognizing anxiety, the next step is learning how to control the mind through mindfulness. Step 2. Mindfulness of the mind. Mindfulness is a skill that helps you focus on the present moment without judgment, preventing the mind from being dominated by anxiety. In Buddhist teachings, the 4 foundations of mindfulness, satipatthana, is a common practice, particularly mindfulness of the mind, cittanupassana. This involves observing the mind objectively, recognizing what is happening without attaching to emotions or thoughts. Mindfulness doesn't require a special location, but is rather a mental state. You can practice it anytime, anywhere. Mindfulness should be practiced when anxiety arises, or whenever you notice your mind is not at peace. Mindfulness helps separate yourself from anxiety. Buddhism teaches that anxiety is not who we are, but just a small part of our thoughts. When we observe anxiety, it loses its power over us. Practice mindfulness by taking deep breaths and observing your thoughts without becoming attached to them. When you distance yourself from your thoughts, anxiety will lose its strength. The 4 foundations of mindfulness focus on 4 main areas: body, feelings, mind, and mental phenomena. Mindfulness of the mind focuses on observing different mental states, such as anxiety, fear, anger, or peace, without letting ourselves be caught up in those emotions. This is an important step in recognizing and managing anxiety calmly. Practicing mindfulness through deep breathing and bringing your mind back to the present helps you experience inner peace. Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "Mindfulness is a way to cleanse the mind, keeping it pure and peaceful." When you observe anxiety from a mindful perspective, you'll see that it's only a temporary state, not reality. Once you have practiced mindfulness, the next step is to create space between you and your anxious thoughts. Step 3. Creating space between you and your anxious thoughts. Anxiety is like passing clouds in the vast sky of your mind. You are the sky, and anxiety is just a temporary part of it. Creating space helps us avoid being swept away by anxiety. Thoughts may come and go, just like clouds passing across the sky. You are the vast sky, and the thoughts are just fleeting clouds. When you don't allow thoughts to control you, you'll feel a sense of freedom and tranquility. This space is created within your own mind. It is the realization that you are not your anxious thoughts. Space should be created when you begin to get caught up in anxious thoughts, by observing them without letting them affect you. Creating this distance helps you stop being controlled by anxiety, allowing you to calmly observe it from afar. This brings you freedom and emotional mastery. Anxious thoughts are just part of the mind, not your true nature. Instead of getting swept up in anxious thoughts, observe them with calm and non-judgmental awareness. Creating space helps you avoid being controlled by thoughts while maintaining mastery in any situation. Recognizing anxiety, practicing mindfulness, and creating space between you and your anxious thoughts are 3 crucial steps in mastering your mind and controlling anxiety. Practicing these skills not only helps you break free from anxiety, but also brings deep peace into your daily life. These 3 steps are not an instant solution, but over time, they will help you develop the ability to face anxiety with clarity and composure. These steps in dealing with anxiety have shown us that thoughts and emotions are temporary phenomena. They come and go. This aligns with an essential concept in Buddhism, impermanence, or the continuous change of everything. Let's explore the idea of impermanence and the importance of letting go in the journey of mastering the mind. Impermanence is one of the fundamental principles of Buddhism. Everything in life, from emotions to events, is not permanent. Understanding that anxiety, like other states of mind, is temporary, helps us avoid getting stuck in it. Anxiety can arise unexpectedly, but when we understand that anxiety is also temporary, our minds will no longer be controlled by it. We need to remember that thoughts, whether positive or negative, will pass. As the Buddha taught, everything will pass. Nothing is permanent. By fully realizing the impermanence of anxiety, you will no longer worry about how long it will last. Letting go doesn't mean giving up everything, but rather not holding on to things that bring suffering. Anxiety is like a burning coal. The tighter we hold on to it, the more we get burned. When we let go of negative thoughts and stop trying to control them, our minds will naturally find peace. To let go, we need to practice awareness and recognize that nothing is worth holding on to if it only brings suffering. Letting go not only helps reduce anxiety, but also helps develop wisdom. When you're not controlled by negative emotions, you'll realize that anxiety is just a small part of life, not the whole reality. As wisdom grows, anxiety will naturally fade away, like clouds disappearing under the sun. Understanding impermanence and practicing letting go helps you free yourself from the grip of anxiety. All thoughts and emotions are temporary, and when we learn to let go, inner peace will be restored. After learning how to recognize and let go of anxiety, the next important step is maintaining peace in daily life. Anxiety doesn't disappear completely, but can resurface, and with the right practices, you can keep your mind calm and peaceful. Meditation is one of the most powerful methods to maintain inner peace. When meditating, you focus on your breath and experience each moment without being overwhelmed by the past or the future. Buddhism teaches that meditation not only calms the mind, but also helps you connect deeply with yourself, maintaining mindfulness and peace. When you practice daily meditation, anxiety becomes a small part of your vast mind. Negative thoughts and emotions will no longer easily control you. Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "When meditating, you are like a mountain. No matter how strong the storm, you remain steady." Meditation helps you maintain calm and stability in the face of life's ups and downs. One of the most important things in maintaining peace is compassion for yourself. When anxiety arises, don't force yourself to get rid of it immediately. Instead, gently face your emotions and accept that sometimes anxiety is unavoidable. Don't blame yourself for feeling anxious. Treat yourself with the same kindness you would a dear friend. When you have compassion for yourself, you reduce the expectations and pressures you place on yourself. This helps maintain long-lasting peace, even when facing challenges. As the Buddha taught, loving oneself is the beginning of a journey of loving all others. When you treat yourself kindly, it becomes easier to maintain peace and compassion for others. Maintaining inner peace requires continuous practice through meditation and compassion for yourself. These methods not only help you overcome anxiety, but also build a strong foundation for tranquility and peace in everyday life. Inner peace is not just for yourself, but is something you can share with others. In the final section, we'll explore how to share this peace with those around you, creating a harmonious and positive environment. Inner peace is not just for individuals. It has a powerful ripple effect on those around you. When we are peaceful, we help others feel calm and serene. Buddhism teaches that compassion and sharing are the paths to happiness, not only for ourselves, but for the entire community. Compassion is the best way to share your peace with others. When you treat others with kindness and understanding, you not only make them feel more comfortable, but also spread the peace within yourself. Compassion encourages us to listen and empathize with others' suffering without judgment or criticism. Try listening sincerely when someone needs help, or simply being present when they are going through difficult times. Buddhism teaches that even a small act of compassion can create great change. When you treat others kindly, you create a harmonious and positive environment, allowing those around you to feel peace. Many people in modern life feel lonely and disconnected from their community. Sharing peace is not only through words, but also through actions of spiritual support. Look for ways to help those around you, even in small ways, as this can make a big difference. Buddhism encourages us to practice compassion and help others without expecting anything in return. When you help others, you not only reduce their stress and anxiety, but also feel a sense of fulfillment and peace within yourself. Mutual support creates a positive and loving community. Inner peace not only helps you feel comfortable, but is a precious gift you can share with those around you. By spreading compassion and providing spiritual support to others, you not only help them overcome difficulties, but also help yourself maintain long-lasting peace. Throughout this journey, We've delved into the nature of anxiety, recognized its root causes, and learned how to cope with it. Buddhism teaches us that anxiety is not an enemy to be eliminated, but a natural part of the mind, a temporary phenomenon that we can recognize and overcome. We started by understanding anxiety, then learned how to observe and manage emotions through mindfulness and meditation. Next, we explored the concept of impermanence and letting go, realizing that anxiety is temporary and doesn't need to control us. From there, we discovered how to maintain inner peace through meditation and self-compassion. Finally, we learned how to share this peace with others, spreading positivity and love in the community. Thank you for taking the time to watch today's video from Zen Calm. We hope that the insights and techniques shared in this video will guide you in managing anxiety and help you cultivate a peaceful mind in your everyday life. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and share it with those around you, so together we can spread peace and positivity. Also, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos about self-development and meditation from Zen Calm. Remember, the journey to mastering your mind and managing anxiety is a long one, but every small step brings you closer to true peace. We are here to walk this path with you, helping you discover lasting serenity and happiness. Wishing you peace, calm, and joy on your journey.